Let's go.
We're live?
Boom, we're live.
Oh, big yawn for Friday because I'm fucking
Fucking
tired.
Friday. Yes, I feel like this is a very tired Friday from everyone I've interfaced with today.
Yeah, everybody seems to be a little coffee around my
Yeah.
circles too.
Well, you know what? We've only got 19 days, I believe, until the shortest day of the year, and then it starts getting longer. So there's
Really?
something to celebrate. Yeah, December 21st.
Oh, okay. So like every year. Okay. Oh, all right.
Every
Cool.
year.
All right.
Yep, and it's been getting shorter since the middle of June, which is crazy.
Yeah, dude. Fucking dark by 5 today. That's pretty crazy.
Mm.
But anyways, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Fast Track Feedback Fridays.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
where we listen to your guys' music, and we have a queue. It's an open queue. We have somebody in the line right now, and hopefully people will submit. And we got some songs to listen to today. Uh, but yeah, I think it's the beginning of the show. One person viewing, so we might as well just get into it. What do you think?
Yep, yep. Yeah, let's do it. And just in case anybody views this over later or comes into the chat and sees what we've got there, do you have the special button set up on your?
Yes. Yes.
So, yes, the button that Chris is pressing here is
Yeah.
oh,
The
so
feedback or the tip?
that's the form. Well, I was talking about the website one.
All right. Website.
Yes. Boom. There it is. Nice and shiny. So the main thing that Fast Track has been working on is creating a platform to help you get useful feedback from knowledgeable music pros and music people. Uh, so yeah, this is something we've been working on for a long time. We want to get your input and see how helpful it is and how we can make it better and all that stuff. And if you sign up on fasttrack.studio, you can be one of the first users, help us refine it, make it better, and hopefully get some useful feedback, even better feedback than we can offer here,
Mm.
perhaps. So, yeah, that's that. Go there, sign up, and you'll join the waitlist, and we'll let you know when you're in.
Sweet. Yeah. And we'll probably put in like a command that makes it easier, and hopefully we could put in our signups on the website, but we'll see. That might
Yes.
be that might be the best way. But
Mhm.
okay. Cool. So we could just go ahead and start with the submission that we have. It's
Sorry. On that note, by the way, for anybody who's submitting feedback, there is a option on there now to be able to sign up for the beta directly from there. So if you see that and you're signing up, that's the same thing as the website that we just posted.
oh shit, really? Okay.
Yes, it's all connected.
Even I don't know. I'll have to check it out. But okay. Cool. So we can go and go into the first artist we got here. It's Spook. Song title Gloomy. It is a work in progress, and there's no project description here, but
Hmm.
we can go ahead and listen to it. They found us from Twitch, looks like.
Yep, yep, yeah. We had Spook on here a couple weeks ago.
Oh, shoot. Okay. It's a Gloomy Four Knives?
Spook signed up for the beta, I believe.
Hey, yo, really? All right.
Yep,
Be cool like Spook, everybody.
yep, yep. That should be our
Okay.
slogan.
A song title Gloomy, artist name Spook, but for some reason it's Four Knives here. But okay.
Hmm.
Maybe producer? I don't know.
Rebrand.
Probably. We'll see. But you ready to listen?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Gloomy, Four Knives, Spook, three, two, one.
Oh,
On my shit, little bitch, watch your mouth. I'ma bring you down where you belong. Straight that flow when I'm hitting on the ball. Watch my life in my chest when I flex with a bitch cause she having it. All these bitches turn to habits. Yeah, I'm upstate with a bitch cause she great. Early in the morning when I'm trapping up late.
That's hard.
bass is cool.
What you wanna say when I'm wearing that crown? I'm the damn man when I'm turning around. I got the pills cause we're going straight down. Straight to hell. Do I really tell? Do I really care? Now bitch prevail when I surely fell. All these motherfuckers know. Finna blow with the chopper dope. Hey, hey, I'm the man that you fear. Everybody
Kinda sounds like Jacob.
Near. What you wanna say to me, bitch? Go bit. Blast away. Watch my fate. Watch me cry. Blood tears now. Watch me die.
That was pretty hard.
Hmm.
Little snippet.
Interesting. Yeah, definitely seems like a snippet, but some interesting stuff there.
Yeah. What do you got? First impression vibes.
I was having a little bit of deja vu at the beginning. I was like, "It sounds similar to something." Maybe it was just the general cadence or something.
Yes, the general cadence, and I think literally the lyrics I've
Mm,
heard many times before, just
yeah,
like on this kind of hard hip hop song. So
yeah,
interesting that you heard it too, not being as deep in the genre, but yeah,
yeah.
I think even some of my friends who are like not making well, they're not huge, right? They
Mhm.
I've heard them do the same thing, so it's like it's kind of rampant right now. But yeah,
Yeah, it's
anyways,
interesting. I mean, my other first impression was just that, I liked certain parts of, like, the arrangement and instrumentation and all that,
hmm
but the production sounded it was that weird thing where it sounds, like, distant, even though when you turn it up, it still doesn't sound right, and I think that's just a result of, probably overcompression being the main
hmm
thing.
hmm,
Just like, yeah, like, all of the frequency space and dynamic space being filled up, it's very, like, tiring to listen to, like, on your
hmm.
ears. It's very fatiguing.
Really,
So, yeah, I mean, it just strikes me as one of these things where either there's, like, too much that's being done, or, like, they took a backing track and did some, again, like, strange processing to it, maybe too much processing, maybe too much compression or limiting, uh, or they just, brick walled the master bus, but something about it just sounds kind of like can't really make out individual details all that well. It sounds
hmm.
crowded, doesn't sound, like, dynamic.
Hmm.
Strange.
Right, right. Yeah, listening back, I could kind of hear that as well. But I did feel like it sounded somewhat like professional to me. I don't know. The mix sounded full, especially with that bass. Um, Listening back, it does sound a bit crowded. It's hard to pick out different things.
Mhm.
Um, but I feel like it's definitely a couple notches up from like just complete beginner. So,
Yeah, it's interesting. It's weird because I'm not sure, like, there are parts that sound pretty professional. It sounds like one part of the process was done really well and another part was not. Like,
hmm,
maybe, again, there's a bunch of source material that's really well produced, but then the way it's put together was kinda amateur.
hmm,
Or it could have been, maybe the person who, like, produced it and mixed it did a good job, but then, like, the artist tried to, like, master it or, like, put it through Lander or, like, something, maybe some extra
maybe,
processing at the end. Because I could hear what you're saying about, like, there is some professionalism, uh,
yeah,
in some of the recording parts and, like, the instrumentation, but still a weird sheen over the whole thing to me.
true, yeah. Um, what do you have for vibes like overall?
Yeah, I think score, I don't know. I'd probably say, like, this is, like, 30% between yellow and green for me.
Dang, really? Okay.
There's just not a lot that stands out at all. It seemed pretty not unique. I don't know. And
I
and
kind
the
of
production was distracting to me.
right. Yeah, I kind of it's hard to where to place this because I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of hard. Like I like the energy. I think it's believable.
Mhm.
Like that's a hard step to like even if they are like just copying or something or taking inspiration. There's a lot of people that do it wrong, and so this person does it right.
Mhm.
I think they're very believable. It seems like the messaging is just I don't know dark stuff about drugs. That they said pills at some point, bong. I think he said what does Chopper do? So maybe there's a gun involved. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's like nothing messaging wise really hit home. So yeah, I agree with what you say. It's very kind of run of the mill, um, and it's only a minute. It's
Yeah, I was
like
thinking about that
maybe
too.
there's more, but yeah, only a minute, and it's just like the hardest part of that whatever snippet song that we have, and it's just like yeah, I wish there was more variation.
Mhm.
But yeah, overall, I'm at like maybe 55% between green and yellow. Like I said,
Okay.
I think there's like some sort of professionalism there. It's believable. It's hard, but it's like, yeah, even if I like this kind of music, it's like, oh, I just don't find it that special. Just
Mhm. Yeah,
weird. I don't know.
sure.
But content, what do you got?
Um, yeah, content. I just wanna acknowledge, it looks like, November Lovely submitted a song. So
What?
welcome November Lovely.
Hey,
And
yo, say what's up.
it's December now though.
Yeah, gotta
But
rebrand.
yeah, looking forward to hearing it, and you will be up next. So stay tuned.
Hey, yo, that's awesome.
Um yeah, but so I mean content wise, again, you pointed out it's only a minute of probably something larger. So a little bit hard to judge on what the song is around it, how it begins, the whole structure, all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Um, and then other than that, I just like I did like that bass instrument. I thought that was a
Yeah,
cool sound, and the part that it was doing was cool, and I liked
nice and
the
full.
the like chord structure it was outlining was interesting.
Mhm.
And I think there were like some backing vocals, right? That sounded pretty well
Hmm.
integrated.
Yes, yes. They
Yeah.
definitely amp up the energy. Yeah.
I thought so. Like, I think a lot of the arrangement was pretty decent, actually. But again, it's only a minute, and just don't really know what the context is. So I think I would probably say like 60% between yellow and green for that.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at too. And we kind of already talked about it in the vibe section, but yeah, it's just like solid, but like kind of run of the mill. So
Mhm.
it was like kind of predictable, which is really sad because it's supposed to be hard.
Yeah,
That's crazy, man.
it's supposed to sucker punch you.
Yeah. Production. What do you have?
Yeah, and then production I kind of talked about. I just got a little bit of a weird over processing feel where it's like maybe the content beneath it was okay and was well recorded even, but it just sounded like there was a lot of crowding, like a lot of crowding and a lot of over processing and probably compression. So
Mm,
it was just kind of hard to like. That's for me. You can have like a really professional recording and everything, and you can like tell when that's under there. But if there's no space left for things to breathe and it's just over compressed, and you're trying to be too like reach a certain point of loudness that's actually harmful for your your sound once it hits like streaming services and stuff.
mm,
So it's I don't know. That's a big turn off for me. A musical turn off
mm,
is when someone's trying to be too loud and it's just suffering the quality of the song. So
mm.
production, I think I would give it a 50% between yellow and green.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think the beat was done really well, super hard. I do agree with Josh though. It's like you said, crowded. I don't know if I have too much to add, to be quite honest. I do like maybe contrary to Josh, I like it when there's a little soft clip on the master or something. Like
Yeah, no, I like
a
that
little bit
too, but
edge.
I think
But
that's different. Like I can think of a ton of
yes,
examples of great songs that have some of that kind of like even fairly hard compression and like a
yeah,
little bit of like clipping and stuff, but
mhm,
it's different than the overcrowding thing, I think. They sort of go
correct.
hand in hand, like
Yeah,
overcrowding
that's
and
what I was gonna.
overcompression, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. But I was gonna say like I like that clipping stuff. I like it, kind of that overcompressed distortion kind of sound to it. But yeah, it has to be somewhat dynamic. It's interesting, right? Oh, you can use this effect to overcompress. What does compress do? It like reduces dynamic range, and if you do it too much, it distorts. But it's still like as a lover of that, I still need some dynamics involved.
Yeah.
Like
I I
it's
mean,
just weird.
it's sort of like it's not like just the idea of like doing I don't know, like everything is so subjective and specific and nuanced with like creative pursuits, right? It's very easy to execute a good idea in a very bad like wrong way, right? A way that doesn't work. It's like you could say I love distortion on guitars, but like not all distortions are created equal. Like some sound like absolute ass and some sound fucking amazing.
Yep.
So it's really like the general principle might be there that you're trying to get this really hard sound. So you're trying to clip the master and you're trying to go through all these saturators or compressors or whatever the hell you're trying to do. But
Hmm.
that stuff, especially when you get into like the more extreme, like stylized examples of sounds, you have to be even more intentional and knowledgeable about what you're doing to get the desired effect. Because
Hmm.
like it's sort of like you're in a danger zone of working with audio in that specific effect, where if you do it the wrong way or too much, it has kind of exponentially detrimental effects potentially. Like if
Hmm.
you're zero point 0.2 decibels above the ceiling for Spotify uploads, it can like seriously compromise your mix integrity. So it's a small change because you're near the ceiling of the limits that can have a big effect versus like it doesn't matter if you're a whole decibel below that limit and you raise it half a decibel. You're playing near the limits with distortion and compression basically.
Hmm. The limits, the limiter. Yes, sir.
Yes, the
But
limiter.
it's overall for me. All that said, I think vocals too. I think they're mixed pretty well, and I love the backing vocals. They were mixed pretty well too. It's just solid. But yeah, it's overcrowded for a mix. I think I'm at like 75% between green and yellow. Kind of
Yeah.
generous with it. Like I think it sounds like above a certain threshold of somewhat professional, but it's like I don't know if I've heard a professional mix this yet that it's so crowded like that.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Overall, I'm at like 65 between green and yellow. What do you have?
Yeah, I think I would say probably 55. Like there's
Sure.
some talent underneath it. It's just kind of confusing. Like, what is there anything unique about it? What's the rest of the song, right? And the production stuff, I think could use a little bit of work. But yeah, curious to
Cool.
hear what else you got, Spook. Thanks for
Yeah,
submitting.
Spook. Yeah, Spook. Also, let us know. Like, are you the rapper? Are you the producer? What's happening?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
yeah,
let
you
us
guys
know.
do sound hard. Like, it sounds pretty cool. Just a couple things we think you could develop. That's all. But thank you for submission. And November Lovely is up next.
Let's go.
They'd be in the chat, but they might be shy. But anyways,
Speak up.
um, yeah, speak up. It's a Haunted by You. It's a work in progress. There's no project description, so if you wanted to say just like, "Hey, this my song is about this," and I'm curious about what you guys hear at this point, or my mixing. What do you guys think? But yeah, always cool to kind of interact with the people that we give feedback to.
Yes, and we got a response.
Oh, hey, there we go. We love it. We love it. Happy Friday. Oh shit. Okay. Wait, Roman Pruss. You are very familiar.
You submitted to us before, haven't you?
Yeah, you submitted to us before, haven't you, Squidward? Roman Pruss. Yeah. Roman Pruss, what the hell? Straight up rebrand. You really did. November
Wow.
Lovely.
Hmm,
Do you remember us? Maybe not. It looks
maybe
like it
not.
might have been a while. But
Yeah,
okay.
I think it was a while ago.
All right, Roman Pruss. You can't hide from us. But okay, Haunted by You. You ready, Josh?
Yeah, let's do it.
3, 2, 1. Glad to see familiar face.
Oh shit.
Loud mix.
Yo.
Snappy.
Oh, the crackle. So nice. See how big of a difference this is? Like,
Yeah.
nice kick. Good stereo shakers or whatever those are.
Really? Yeah.
Hats.
I love the little bongo percussion. Woo! Big sound right here. Woo! Eating up. Vocals too? Wow, Roman. You're spoiling us.
Very nice.
Yeah, look at all this stereo spacing and the percussion. Come on. I like that progression. waiting on a vocalist or something? Okay. Woo!
That's nice.
That was nice, man. Roman Press, Haunted by You, aka November Lovely. Is that the name? But
Hmm.
yeah. What you got for first impressions and vibes, Josh?
Man, that was refreshing. I mean, just from the
Yeah.
beginning, is so crisp and clean, and the groove was so good throughout. Those like very R&B chords and melodies are just so sweet.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
for
yeah,
sure.
man, it was
Definitely a
nice.
stark contrast. Did we did listen to the other one on SoundCloud, and if
Hmm.
why did it seems so much louder?
Yeah, it
That
did.
was weird. Yeah.
Don't
Anyways,
know.
I was wondering if you felt that too, but yeah.
Mhm. Interesting.
Anyways, sorry I interrupted you.
No, I mean, I thought it was super cool. What are your
Okay.
thoughts before we go into detail?
Yeah, love the R&B vibes for it for sure. I like that progression, and it was just solid the whole time. Boom, 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 ba-da-da-doo. That was really cool. Love the stereo spacing and the attention to detail on the percussions. Um, I wonder though if some of them were a little too snappy, like the bass and the kick. Just it seemed like they were very resonant. But we can get into that with production.
I think it's the opposite of resonant,
Oh,
right?
really?
Uh, like transient.
Transient. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the kick I thought was fine. I think that was I like that kick a lot actually.
Hmm.
I could see what you mean with the snare, and like I
Yeah.
hear that from time to time, where like again, if you look at the actual like envelope of the transient itself,
Hmm.
um, sometimes those are just like too short, so it's just kind of like there's not much like body to it, and it
Mm,
just feels like clicky.
mm,
Like when you hear like a click sound, like a typical click sound, that's
yep.
usually a very fast transient, like a fast envelope open and decay.
Mm,
Versus like a snare usually is a little bit more complex. There's a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit of like a
Like a
physical
snail.
delay between like yeah, like the stick hitting the head and then the head resonating the bottom head and the shell or whatever, and it's like a more complex waveform.
I see.
Um,
Yeah,
so that's why so if you have like too simplistic of a sample, it can sound a little bit A like artificial, but B just like it has no soul, has no character, has doesn't have enough oomph or body to it.
yeah,
So I didn't like I've heard worse examples of that. I wasn't like super
yeah,
unhappy with this one, but I could see that.
yeah. I think the sound and the timbre of it was satisfactory to me. It was more so the reason why I say resonant was just like it seemed like there were some frequencies that were, um, like just a bit piercing to my ear,
Hmm.
like in the higher region especially. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's like one of the first things I caught. Like first, like and maybe this is just the fault of us listening to the last song and my SoundCloud volume was turned up all the way, but it was just like loud, so I had to turn it down.
Hmm.
But maybe it's not. I don't know if Josh had the same experience. That's why I asked. But
Yeah. I mean, I
yeah,
wouldn't. I think in general, like there is like potentially some validity to having a mix that is not too quiet on streaming services or SoundCloud or whatever. That like the only thing you're really trying to avoid is going too loud in your output to where the streaming service butchers it.
Mhm.
And this sounded very clean and crisp. Like this is probably where you want to have it volume wise. My guess is
Mm.
probably the one we were listening to before was just some other situation going on.
What? Okay. Yeah, because I
Yeah,
do see. Look at the waveform. It's like a those transients are pretty high above everything else. But
but the ceiling
yeah,
is the same for everything. So yeah, I wouldn't worry
right,
about
right,
that.
right. But maybe that transients being so high might be dealing to what I'm hearing, which is
Right,
like,
it could be a volume imbalance thing.
yeah. But yeah, overall, yeah, I really liked it. It was very smooth, very uh, chilling kind of vibe, and like, yeah, it was a nice, refreshing contrast from the thing we just heard. So,
Hmm.
uh, I think there was, a lot more playing around with the stereo space. I was able to pick out different things. I felt like there still was some sort of a veil on everything, but hopefully Josh can get into it a little bit more in production. But yeah, overall vibes, this was pretty cool, man. um, I'm at like 75, 80% between green and yellow. I thought it was cool. What do you think?
Yeah, I think vibes. I'd probably say like maybe even 85.
Mhm.
It was really it was just enjoyable to listen to.
Mhm.
Um,
Sweet. What about
yeah. So
content?
the content. I like a lot of the elements you're using and the musical structures and the harmonies and the melodies, all that stuff. Really good.
Mhm.
Good source material. Yeah, like great job there. I did feel a little bit like past the halfway mark. Sort of like this often happens. I feel like either past the halfway mark or around 2/3. If there's too much like repetition happening and not enough like variation,
Yep.
it just can start to feel a little bit repetitive and like you kind of are longing for something a little bit more interesting or different to happen.
Mhm.
Just people have short attention spans today, and it's like you have to keep them looped in, do something interesting. You're entertaining them essentially.
Yep.
So I, I sort of felt like there could have been a little bit more variation maybe at that point of the song, but yeah, otherwise, or maybe it could have even been a little bit shorter, just because
Yep.
there's not really a whole lot of like lyrical, content or like story necessarily. There's a
Yeah.
lot of vibe, but it's sort of like is 3.5 minutes necessary to tell that story or give that
Mhm.
idea? It's better for your listeners to sort of be wanting like a little bit more at the end or when they're getting towards the end, rather than feel like, oh, this song is too long.
Mhm.
So yeah, what's your take?
Yeah. I a lot of the same, really. I think the bass line kind of progression and those like main instruments that are going on, I think it's very solid and presents a vibe that I think is a good one, is a successful kind of hit there. But I just felt missing of, and Josh said it, like the story, the main story, like whether it's there's like a main guitar like taking a solo or these vocals that come in, everything sounded like background to me. So I was just kind of waiting throughout the whole song, like when is something gonna like take me on a journey instead of just chilling in the room with a bunch of the band. So um, having that kind of feeling, plus the fact that it's very long and not much is changing, I think I hit that point a little bit earlier, definitely by the halfway point.
Hmm.
So that's something kind of big that I would think about, when developing this song further. Even just so far as like bringing whatever's supposed to be front and center to front and center, and let the background be the background. And what you have is really solid right now. So overall, I think my content's at maybe I do really like a lot of the stuff that's happening though. 60% between green and yellow. Good backbone, good foundation, but I need the main story. That's gonna really drive it home for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think I'll say 70, just because like there is I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of respect for putting together such a smooth vibe and such a great groove and all that stuff.
For
Those
sure.
can be really tricky to dial in properly and to get to like really be smooth. So I think like your steps from here forward are not to say they're easy, but you've got a really solid foundation to work with
Yeah.
in the content department. So yeah, this would be interesting to hear if there's a revision on like the structure at all.
Yeah. I guess they've made it easy for themselves,
Yeah,
but yeah,
exactly.
this also could be the kind of the hardest part. But yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
get that vocalist. Like the vocalist, you didn't. I don't remember anything she said. Like
hmm it
where's the
sounded
story?
like probably a vocal sample, right?
Probably. Yeah, that's true.
Either
That's
way,
true.
I mean, you could add others or make it more diverse or whatever. But yeah, or even just potentially shorten it. But I mean, this is also like the creative part, right? Like now that you've got the technical aspects pretty good, like you can kind of play around with getting creative on the story and the structure.
Oh yeah, have fun with it. But yeah,
hmm
production. What do you got?
yeah, I mean, production. This is definitely up there. I would say
Mhm.
it's better than like a lot of the stuff that's out there. It's in the upper percentiles
Hey
of
yo.
production. So yeah, it sounds good. I like if I were listening to this, I wouldn't really have any major complaints, I don't think.
Mhm.
Um but yeah, like one thing again, maybe the snare is just a little bit snappy, could use a little bit more body and maybe be a little bit lower in volume, just slightly. You still want it to be very crisp and break through the mix, but just being mindful of the snappiness and the quick transientness
Mhm.
could be a good idea. And then I think Chris, you might have started mentioning about some sort of
Veil.
what veil. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I feel like maybe it's that some of these samples have been low passed or something
Mm.
like that to try to get them to sound a little bit smoother and more R&B, which is fine. I think it's just one of these things where you can get that effect of low passness by only doing it on one or two things and but really going all in on those instruments and making the effect obvious rather than having it sort of going on across a lot of things and being more subtle.
Mm.
So, like, if you're trying to go for that artistic effect, that might be a better way to do it. If that's not what's going on, it could just be there's a disparity between the brightness of the snare and some of the forefront elements, and a lot of the background elements. I would say feel like they lack a little bit of clarity, but it's interesting because I feel like the mix itself feels pretty bright and has sharp corners. So not
Mm.
can't quite pinpoint what that is, but I didn't really have a big problem with that
Mm.
in my initial listen. So
Mm.
yeah, what do you think?
I think the production's pretty solid. It's probably the highest score for me up here.
hmm
Just that note in the beginning, because like it was the first thing I heard. That that loud ass transient in the beginning. It shows it. It's like, yeah, maybe look at volume matching with the the main kick in the snare with the rest of the beat. I
hmm
get that you want fat drums, but they also just got to be balanced a little bit too with the whole listening experience. But yeah, other than that, than what I've said before, I agree with what Josh is saying, and I think this is really solid. So, production wise, I'm at like maybe 90 between green and yellow. I think
Yep,
it's really good.
that's what I was gonna say too.
There you go. We often do that here at
Yep,
Fast Track. Consistent,
sure do. All right,
but
track total. What do we think?
uh, I think I'm at 80. 80 between green and yellow. What about you?
Yeah, I think I could agree with that. The main thing that is detracting for me is probably the structure. Actually, just
Mm-hmm.
making sure that it's like stays interesting throughout. Uh, it feels like a really solid groove foundation, but I don't know if it feels like a fully fledged like song or idea yet.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Yeah,
production's great too.
yeah. Tell me the story. That's what I want to know. Your story. Like, yeah, you guys got a great sound. When I say you guys, I'm just thinking of like a figurative band that everybody's playing. You guys are jamming. Everybody's locked in, and then it's like the song's over.
Yeah,
Nobody's coming forward. You
and
know,
you know what? Just looking at this, also, I was like thinking, wait, what is the title of this song? And so then I looked at it,
haunted
and
by you, bruh. That's a strong message, right?
it is, but and I did not really get that from the vibe of the song,
Nope.
right? Like it sounds very smooth and kind of like happy and positive,
Hmm.
and Haunted by You seems like it carries a lot of other deep connotations, right? So
Hmm.
just wondering like where is the story for this? Is this the right title for the song? Maybe like what if you find a different set of vocal samples for it and transform it into something that feels a little more related to the musical feeling you get from it? I don't
Hmm.
know.
Yeah. Up to you, Roman Press, aka November Lovely, whatever you want to go by now. November Lovely looks like. But
Yes.
shouts out to you, returning friend of the stream. Appreciate you very much.
Yep.
And
Yep.
speaking of returning friends of the stream, K Suave back to back weeks.
Okay, Suave.
K Suave, no, no, no. Sounding more and more professional.
Mm,
And looking at the pictures, it looks like he gets professional pictures and shit too. Like this guy's really in it.
Hmm. He didn't win it.
Um, Maybe you've always yeah. It looks like you kind of always done it, but this one like this one
It's
might be my
cool.
favorite. Yeah, in terms of the pictures, man. Like what is this white hair? I don't know, but shit talk is what it's called. And finished release looks like. So we'll go ahead and kind of grade it from that perspective. But yeah, you ready?
Yeah, yeah. Let's do it.
Hey Suave, if you're in the chat, say what's up. I think usually you're at work when this happens too. But yeah. Anyways, we'll listen to your song. Ready? Three, two, one. Okay, Suave. Ooh.
I can't be stuck in this home.
Okay, Suave and the layers.
But since you've been away, I guess I love my right from wrong. And I guess I'm
Deep
better
bass.
off alone. See, look in my eye, no, God don't care. All you gotta do is call. Since you've been away, I done found my way and I ran up out of here. Shots too close, might give a nigga feel. It's a different day. Other day, I promise not to spread. Can you tell me, can you handle the business? Yes, I do let her know when I finish. And I ain't feel as good in a minute. I just might take her out with the titties. A new condition, her body, yo, when that Rolls Royce, it got double doors. And that double cup and that coaster. I'm my dunkin' nigga like poster boy. I've been thinking,
Dunk a what? Like
right.
roast a boat? What?
Yeah,
I've
get
been
it.
drinking hard through the night. Put the gun down, nigga, let's
It's
fight.
his style, enunciation. It's like
Come on,
not
nigga,
coming through.
5-4, kicking nigga side. Bands in this bitch, I got sands in this bitch. Skillet pants, break a wrist. I need Ray-Bans, gliss with my purple diamonds, my yellow diamonds, these green diamonds like gingivitis. I change
Okay.
overs like Miley Cyrus, these plain pajamas made by the stylist. Serving the business, calling the scene. RIP to a real nigga, look kid. They calling me future cause I got the keys taking the out of the sea. Too many flows, too many melodies. I know I'm smashing your eye. Hit her from the back, I stump my toe. Got 10 minutes sitting in account escrow. I ain't done yet. I'm a young nigga, but I feel like a vet. Writing, signing my own checks. I be lying if I say I got rest. I'm pulling, I'm walking and making a mess. A bottle of burger, get rid of the stress. Popping a plug and get rid of the stress. I swipe it, be the name, mess on the chest. SUAV, yeah, to be me with an iced out chain and a blacked out tee. KOBE, yeah, to be me with 100 little hoes, get rid of my stress. You can tell, yeah, I got a lot to get off my chest. Got a whole lot of money that's making a mess. I'ma go ahead, pop a nigga head like sis. Let my shawty on the toolie and she better not miss. Y'all done heard that I've been done bad. I made her good and I got in my bag. I don't be virgin, these out of my bag. Open the curtains on the double lock cab. I done been working, you can feel it my calves. I put the perk and revisit my past. I got glad like chandelier glass. And they try to harm me, I cut them like grass. I done seen it all, I done
there
been
no
it all.
hook?
Diamonds on me, you can watch the waterfall. They thought I was ended, they
no
thought I
hook,
was
it's just one
finished.
big
Come on, they
verse.
handle the business. Cross chains, you can call me religious. Make the bird fly just like a pigeon. I'm a stern guy, steady my pivot. Got a third eye, triple the vision. Hand grenade in my hand, don't matter for the gun that I got in my band. I eliminate where the Zen's gon' take it to the party, gon' make a nigga dance. I can understand no itty bitty bitch that do the much and try to make a nigga sad. And we fly first class to see you first pass the seats that'll make a nigga mad.
Dude.
Dude, how long? That was one big verse. That was a 3-minute 15 verse.
Yeah, I was thinking
There's
about
no
that.
hook.
It's interesting because there's a lot of really cool, strong things about this, but I
Yeah.
was trying to figure out in my mind, how does this feel so long? It's barely over 3 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
There is a lot going on. It is very dense. You know,
Oh,
like I
appreciate you
mean,
too, November. And what's up, Echo? Sorry.
yeah. Welcome back, Echo.
Echo
But
Nation.
yeah, I mean that the like Spanish guitar or whatever is a cool basis for this. It paints a
Mhm,
very colorful picture,
mhm.
and I think the delivery is pretty damn professional as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And most of the production is, I think, pretty good too.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is impressive. Again.
Yep. For me, that was for your vibes, right?
Hmm.
For me, yeah, I know that K Suave, like to quote him directly, he's got so many melodies, so many flows, and they all dope or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, and he does. He's a very talented individual. Um, The layers sound silky as usual. Um, but bro, this is a 3 minute verse, and it's like, man, like, where's the hook to have me and Josh sing along? You know, like that we can like get one time, and then it's like, okay, after he does his thing again and spits his stuff, spits his flows, and then
Yeah.
it revisits, and then it's like, oh, okay, like this was catchy. It's hooked.
Right,
I'm hooked
right, because
now.
it sort of feels like to me like I was sort of digesting new information the whole time,
Yes.
instead of, like, having a very clearly, like, sort of the hook has so many useful purposes in the song, like, A,
Yeah.
being catchy and memorable, B,
Yeah.
being, like, simpler, and C, like, breaking the structure of the song up so that when you come back into the verses, it makes us focus on that more. Because
Mhm.
then it's like there's a scene change cue, right? Like, everybody can tell that now we're going into a different part, listen up, versus, like, if you're doing the whole same thing for 3 whole minutes, it just makes it hard to stay tuned into it, and
Mhm.
also to be a little bit overwhelmed by having that much information to take in throughout the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And it's like, and I don't know if, like, even saying he doing the same thing like over 3 minutes. That's not what happened. It was all like
No.
there's like sections, but they all had a different flow and like a different kind of melody and cadence to them. And presumably they're all different words, but it's just like, yeah, like where's the hook? Like give me a reprieve from all this, you know?
Mhm.
It's like, okay, Suave, I get it that you could do this, you could spit it all day. Maybe
You're
you're just
talented, we
freestyling.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. But it's like, let's take it to the next level. Like, use that talent that you have to find all of the catchy melodies and flows, and then make it super catchy, and then put it as a hook, and then
Mhm.
start to structure it. You know, like you could write verses all day. That's no problem. Now write the hook and then structure it in a way that keeps me coming back for more instead of being exhausted at the end of the song. You know.
Yeah, right.
Um, because it did feel really long, and there's like stuff with the content of it as well, but you know it's shit talk. It's just him talking shit, like just kind of bragging and flexing, which I get it. Like some songs are like that, and
But man, a hook would bring it up so much.
yeah, for real, for real. Like talking your shit for 3 minutes, it's like, and expecting people to stay through the whole ride, that's like a tough ask, even if your voice is silky smooth and you sound really good, you know? Like, even if you do sound like that, which you do,
And that's
it can
part
get
of it
tiring.
too, is like
So
because this is such a good basis for like a song and like there's so many things being done well, it's so obvious that you could put a hook like a better hook on this or
mhm.
like break up the song structure
Put a
and
hook.
just like it would just go to the moon, right? It'd be
Yeah.
like pretty awesome probably.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, it sounds pretty professional to me, mix wise
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, agreed.
So, overall vibes, because of that, maybe like 70% between green and yellow.
Yeah, I could agree with that for sure.
I'll say that at like minute mark 1. Minute mark 3, I'm at 50%.
Really?
It just drops off, yeah,
I
because it's
guess.
like, okay, Suave, like, where's the hook? I need the hook. Where's the
Sure,
structure?
sure.
And also, like, I'll talk about like content and like lyrics. What I appreciated was there's some bars there, but a lot of it just seemed like kind of like filler bars to me, if I'm being quite honest. Filler bars to
Hmm.
fit your flows and melodies that I could tell that you really like, you know. But this overall message, like, yeah, that's it's you talking your shit. I get that, but it's like, be like smart and funny with it, you know? Like that's if it's this is a hard thing for me to say because it's still 3 minutes of just a verse, but I think I would enjoy that verse more if I could catch the punchlines every time. Like someone I could think of like Babytron, for example. Babytron, uh, he does the same kind of style too, where you punch in line by line. So sometimes things kind of trip over each other, but it's like a style and it's cool sounding if you do it right. And I think you're doing it right, Quesave, by the way. It's just like with Babytron though, every lyric, every line is like a bar, and it's like entertaining to listen to. And it's like if I listen back, I'll find like a new bar, you know. But looks like Echo says I vibed, but I could have vibed more. Yeah, it's better said from them than me. But yeah, that's my kind of dive into the lyrical content of this at least. But Josh, what do you have for content?
Yeah, I don't have as much depth on that part, but I don't know. We talked about it already. It feels like a, sort of a lot to take in, even though like again, I think the delivery and everything and the production are really good.
Mm,
So really, it is just about structure for me, pretty much, and like maybe the intelligibility on some of the bars because it's like
mhm.
it's cool to be like stylistic and have a way that you want to sound,
Yep.
but if it's really impossible for people to understand what you're talking about, what you're saying, it sort of defeats the purpose of the bars, especially if they're good bars, right?
Yeah.
Also, I've sort of thought about this a little bit. Like, there are certain things that really big artists seem to be able to get away with, and I feel like when there's an artist who is known for like mumbling really hard or something, where
Mhm.
nobody can tell what they're saying, like their strength, like maybe it's not to say they have bad bars or that's not something that they're good at,
Yeah.
but they're probably big for some other reason,
Uh-huh.
right? It might even be because of that. It almost seems like a parody a little bit,
Mm,
and so I feel like I've heard artists kind of justifying, well, like this big artist does this thing, or like this big artist doesn't do any promotion and they're fucking famous, so I'm gonna not do any promotion and get famous too. It's like, well, no, you're not them though.
mhm.
And if you're people are just coming in, they don't know you, and they're trying to like your music, right? And you're putting up these barriers because some hero of yours happens to put those up, it
Mhm.
probably won't work for you like it does for them.
Mhm.
So it's just thinking about like imagine that everyone who listens to you does not know who you are. How can you make the best first impression on them? And like as you grow your artistry and become more popular, whatever you grow a fan base, you'll probably find your own unique stylistic things that you can then break the rules on, so to speak.
Mhm.
But at that point, like you're free to do more out there stuff as long as you're getting the basics right. But I don't know. I just feel like early stage, it's probably better if you're focused on your bars to make them like intelligible or just really focus on the structure and the way they're presented.
Yeah. And if you don't want to do that, check this out. Like both of the problems that we outlined, they kind of like help each other because we're saying you could cut a lot of the bars that are there, what I deemed filler bars, if you had a structure that had a hook. Like that would take up the time, you know? So you would still need the hook to be somewhat memorable, but even what Josh said, like there's countless hip hop artists out there where they ain't saying shit and the hook, is just vibes really well, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like someone that came to mind when you were talking about that, Josh, was like Yeet. Like
Hmm.
Yeet is known for saying like dumb shit, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like stuff that's not clever. But
And
it's like
that's
catchy,
yeah,
you know?
that's his thing.
Yeah, like we don't need that from UK Suave. There were some bars that and you saw me light up. I tried to like say like, oh yeah, I like that. Sometimes I was like, what did he say? But
Yeah, yeah.
I try to tell you like, hey, I like that. I like that. Do more of that. Do more of that. No, no, no. Don't do filler bars. Like do more of that. Go back to
Hmm.
other stuff. So yeah, that's my tip to you, K Suave. That's for me. And overall, I think the beat sounded good. I think layers sounded good. I think it mixed pretty well. Content for me, hmm, it's like 50% between green and yellow. Maybe a little bit. Actually, no. There's no structure. We go 30% between green and yellow. What do you have?
Yeah, I could agree with that because it really is mainly about the structure, and I think we both kind of felt fatigued by the end of it,
Yeah,
and it doesn't need to be that way.
bro. And it's frustrating too because I hear every week how talented Mr. Suave is. So
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, I need you to put some structure to your stuff, man, for sure. Like, it could go much further than it does now. Like, you have everything sounding good now. You have the basis of it.
Hmm.
Maybe not the basis of the structure, but that's what you work on next. Like, that's all. That's all I ask of you.
Yeah.
Um, and production, I think it's pretty much good. But what do you have?
Yeah, I think like production is pretty impressive. I don't know. This is another like sort of like we said in the last one. I like legit had to turn down a
Mm,
lot for this, and
mm,
I sort of the thing that was bothering me a little bit again was like the brightness in some of the vocal parts.
mm,
There was also a lot of really amplified vocal fry, right?
yeah.
A lot of that. I know it's like it's partly a stylistic thing, but just like the mixing of it, it sounds to me like I know a lot of mixing engineers to get a really hi-fi sound, like a really modern sound. They try to just boost the highs of the vocalist as much as
Mhm,
possible to make it sound super high fidelity and HQ and whatever. Uh, and sometimes it's like I've heard a fair bit of cases where it's like done too much, and it's just like, oh my god, I don't need to hear like every mouth sound and every like hissy sound.
Mhm.
That's not the idea.
Yeah, yeah,
So just a little bit of really like the brightness is just kind of a little bit much on the ears at certain points. And again, adding into the fatigue part, like that going on throughout the whole thing, and just it feeling very, very loud. I wouldn't say it's horrible on like the
ASMR.
echoes, yeah, ASMR. I wouldn't say that it's horrible on the overall like mix balance and like general clarity of different things. Just maybe a little bit on the bright side, and like can it's a little bit too supercharged, perhaps.
I could agree with
Uh,
that.
but yeah, otherwise pretty professional sounding production. So I think I would give it probably like an 85% between yellow and
Yeah,
green.
I'm at 90 with production for all the reasons that Josh said. I
Hmm.
think it sounds pretty good. Just work on that structure. Overall, I'm at hmm, maybe like 70. No, 65 between green and yellow. Every time I think of like, wait, I love hooks. There's no hook here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I gotta put it down. All right, 65 between green and yellow. I think it's important, man. Especially for like the type of artist that maybe I'm mischaracterizing you, like, but I think that you could become. It's like, yeah, like you as a person that is great with flow and great with melody. I think creating a hook and a good hook should come pretty easy to you. So, yeah, just try it out. But yeah, what do you have?
Yeah, I can agree with that score. I think it's kind of a good balance between like there's a lot of really professional sounding stuff going on here, and like you're a really professional sounding artist at this point, but it is about the structure and like the song itself that could use a little bit of reorganization. It could really make it a fucking awesome song. So yeah,
Yep.
thanks for submitting. Love to hear it, and come back with more soon. I'm sure you will.
Yeah. Appreciate you, K Suave, as always.
Hmm.
And Echo Mission up next in the queue.
Let's go.
Um, Into Your Prison I Go. Interesting. Work in
Hmm.
progress. Second song of Jazz Concept. What? What? Jazz Concept album.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm excited. Just for finding some stuff. Any feedback will be much welcomed. Jazz album. Are you playing all the instruments? Do you have a band? What's happening? It's been a
Hmm.
yeah.
Interesting.
It has been a while.
Uh-oh. So he probably thinks I'm frozen. Oh, there he is.
Okay, my bad.
You're
Yeah, it's
back.
been choppy for some reason, but yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait. Looks like there's lyrics too, even. So you
He
ready?
said it's VST listening to the last one. Okay, this will be interesting.
Okay, cool.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1. That ride.
A lot of reverb. What is happening with that snare?
Oh, there we go.
Or the toms?
Yeah, it's super boomy mix.
It's the drum kit.
Yep.
Nice piano and upright bass sounds.
Has everything just been super loud today?
I don't know, the piano like got quieter and
No, what I mean is like the songs in general.
yeah.
Very boomy.
Yeah.
Is that a guitar? Woo! Crazy run.
So jazz violin,
Oh, nice.
hardcore
like a
jazz
Swedish
violin.
Your taxi is not machine.
Lyrics. It sounds like Anonymous is singing right now. It's a chaotic mix though. God, dude, that piano's going crazy.
I'm trying to figure out if the rhythmic mismatch is intentional or not.
Between the top and bottom line?
Between the drums, accents, and the piano part, it sounds like not the way that jazz musicians would probably do it.
Huh. The piano specifically, I thought sounded pretty good with it. I don't know if I like this guitar sound with everything else.
It's interesting. A unique tone.
This one, I've heard this guitar in the previous part of the song. I don't know if it fits.
I think it's funny. Oh, this part's actually cool. Sounds a little bit James Bond.
Love the piano. I see what you mean.
Damn. Okay, I have
Pretty
questions.
crazy. Yes.
One, echo emission. Did you?
How the fuck you play this?
Yeah, especially the piano part. Did you play that, or did you find get MIDI from somewhere, or what? How did that come about? Because some of those parts sound like fairly human, just the way that a person would play a keyboard, and some of them sound a little bit awkward. So just I'm not sure if you laid those down. Oh, you draw.
You
Yeah, you draw the
draw
MIDI.
the MIDI?
That's pretty insane. But I also think
How?
it's probably going to be a very difficult task, if not nearly impossible, to draw a complex jazz piano part and have it sound real. I feel like right now, I that would be my first guess. Probably is that it was drawn MIDI, just because of the way that some of the rhythms sound like they are tied to a grid, right? So they're logical in some respect, but musically they don't make as much sense. So
Yeah.
the grid prioritizes whatever the primary subdivision is, whether it's eighths or sixteenths, however far you're zoomed in, basically, and then it doesn't prioritize the meter that you're in, right? So it doesn't prioritize a groove or the downbeats happens naturally when people play keyboard, right? It's a different mode of creation. So yeah, the piano was one thing for me that was kind of a dead giveaway. If I were to listen to this, certain things are well, I will say a lot of this does strike me pretty clearly as plug-in sounds. Particularly the violin part sounds a little bit cheesy in my opinion. Uh, and the drums are the one that I have the biggest gripes about, I would say.
Dude, that drum player, he's if I imagine a big band, that drum player, he's the classic drummer that's playing way too loud and is just stomping over everything else.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was torn about it too, though, because I feel like there was a interesting opportunity here to create what seems like a tamed jazz piece at the beginning, and then becomes kind of like a bleed other genres are bleeding into it, and it's
For
getting
sure.
kind of more intense, and I think there are some real world examples of something like this happening where the drummer is indeed like going off.
Yeah.
But the real execution issue, I think, was with the cavernous reverb on specifically the drums, I believe.
Mhm.
Like from the beginning, it was like, whoa, 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 we were like, what's going on here with the
Yeah.
drum sound?
And in one of the beginning comments, he said, "I tried mixing it as if it's live, so there's a bit of convolution reverb," which
Yeah,
I
and
don't know what that means. So
I
maybe you
heard
can.
that on like the mix in general, and it felt sort of like it was in a room, which is fine. I just the drums sounded particularly affected by that more than everything else. So
Hmm,
I don't know if there was like stacked reverb, like there was a reverb set on the original like drums, and then you also put reverb over it, or you just sent
right.
too much to the to that. You said you low cut the reverb and convolution. Maybe you need a second EQ. Maybe, but it sounded like way, 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 way too much reverb on the drums. So I don't know. Again, if there's two reverbs happening, or if the reverb is only on the drums, because it probably should be the same reverb that ties things together for the most part. Especially if you want them to sound like they're in a room together. That's the actual idea. Is like if you use the same reverb and send everything to it
Yes.
in the right amounts, that's how you get it to sound like it's in the same room.
Right.
So
Did you use different reverbs on different instruments? Because that's what I heard.
he said
Uh,
gain issue. I have the reverb and dry output set to different. Oh,
I have the
I guess it
reverb.
depends what's happening. Like what processing is going on after those output points.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. That could get
Probably
specific.
gain issue. Okay. Yeah.
Gain issue could be. Stop.
I
Yeah, I
was,
mean, I don't think it's about
bro.
which reverb, but more like the signal chain.
Damn. You're drawing all this shit in FL Studio. That's crazy. Some people are wizards like that, but
Yeah,
okay.
that's crazy.
You may have
Um,
different delays though. Okay.
Man, I mean, my honestly, my main thought listening to this and knowing how you're doing this is like a really tall task that I think there may be better ways to address than drawing in MIDI. Like, I mean,
Hmm.
it's just it could take you many months. Like, if you wanted to create an actually convincing enough like piano part, even with just drawing, it could take a long time. And I think you said you want to have this song be performed and recorded at some point. And so this could
Yeah.
be actually a really good blueprint for like, especially if you get like players to come in and help with this. Or even if you try to play stuff on MIDI keyboard instruments or whatever, this would be a great blueprint because it communicates the idea pretty well.
Hmm.
But just execution wise, it's like, to me it comes across as a lot of sort of fake instruments that sound like they've just been written in a bedroom rather than like performed or written by people who like do jazz. I don't know if you have like jazz background or whatever, but it sort of is like little bit of a bastardization of jazz.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, yeah, this is like a jazz adjacent, and then obviously you take it into a different realm, which is cool. But
Right. Dude, that's so true because like jazz is like everybody's in the room jamming with each other and so heavy on improv.
mhm.
And it's like he did it he crafted it completely in the opposite way where it's like drawn note by note,
Yeah,
premeditated.
that's true. That's true.
But yeah, okay, but this is all on vibes right now, right?
Oh, and you know what? That's probably the reason why this is sort of a little like jarring to me is
Yeah.
because like this style, um, you can really feel the human element of it. Like that's like one of jazz's differentiators or strong suits is that it's so human, especially with the improvisation thing. People are doing what they feel largely,
Yeah.
and it's not always perfectly on the grid, but it's very locked into the groove. And this is the opposite of that, where you are exactly locked into the grid. The instrument sounds are all like perfect, which is like sort of the opposite of jazz. Like there's always a little bit of like, offness or like
Mhm.
experimenting with different timbres and ways to use your instrument, as well as just being more about feeling rather than like meticulously writing in, um, you know, notes on a grid. But
Yeah. Well, it
he's
seems
got
like
such
I
a
just
skill
set
with
this.
this.
Yeah,
It's funny.
that's kind of what you do for a jazz solo, I guess, and then do
Mm.
whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, it's just the input mechanism is so different, right? It's like it's
Yeah.
one thing to have a scale in mind and then be interfacing with a physical instrument and like in the physical world. It's another thing to like have a
Oh my god, that explains a lot. What he just said. Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
my
in the
library is
orchestra. Yeah, that makes sense too. There is a little bit of orchestra feel, which I was sort of worried about because I feel like some people associate like jazz and orchestra stuff like for some valid reasons, but they are like pretty separate in a bunch of different ways.
Dom
And
Rocks. What's up? Sorry,
Dom rocks. What's up?
he
The
coming in
great
with a
great
nihilist
comments,
take.
hot ones. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
But anyways, I mean, we're talking about it, which is a good thing. So we're like, this is a very interesting one, very unique.
Yeah,
But let's do scores for vibes.
yeah. Um, it's chaotic at this point. I like how I like this. I like the fact that you're doing this, and also I like the fact that you live with two saxophonists and a guitarist. Like that's awesome. I really hope that they can weigh in too. You said you don't have your MIDI keyboard, but are you a keyboard player? Because maybe you just playing out some of the things and be like, oh, I understand why this polyrhythm like absolutely makes no sense and how I'd play this, you know. But anyways, vibes for me. I'm at maybe like 30% between green and yellow. What do you have?
Mhm. Oh, dude, Echo Mission plays piano and drums. Please play the
What the hell?
instruments. If you play them,
Yeah.
play them.
What?
It'll make a huge difference.
Did you write everything, including the drums? Because the drums was going. He was going crazy too.
Yeah, that one. There were some points in there where I felt like, this seems like actually kind of impressive if that was just written in.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, did you use? Was this? Guess it was all written in, but I was like, it could be an electronic drum kit generating MIDI.
So okay. So he plays piano and drums. That makes a lot of
I
sense
see.
because my favorite part. Maybe I'm biased too because I also play piano and drums. But my
Mhm.
favorite parts of the song were the piano and the drums.
Yeah.
So, but
So, I mean, he's saying he doesn't have them with him right now. Like, I'm sort of guessing that you are aware that drawing this stuff in by MIDI is a different beast and is very difficult. And this is a really honestly kind of crazy impressive effort of doing that and making
yeah.
it very close to what it should be or could be. But I would, yeah, it's like I like the concept, the artistic concept that you've outlined. I just wonder like if you can take it up to the next notch and get some real recorded instruments and players.
Mm. These guys are fucking with me right now.
They're having a philosophical breakdown.
Yeah, it's and then he just like hops back in. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm over here like, you guys are turning my brain off right now, bro. I'll
Oh,
be doing
dope.
recordings. Okay,
Send them.
okay,
Send your shit here.
okay. So, okay, yeah, maybe because okay, so that's maybe something like that could help in your description, right? If you send it to us, like, hey, this is
True.
like a demo that
True.
I'm trying to get everybody to record for later, because a lot of the stuff that I'm taking off in vibes for is like, I can't look at the chat. It's like the way that it's quote unquote recorded, the input method. So,
Yeah, exactly.
but yeah, I think I don't know if did you give a score for vibes?
No, I think I would say 55%.
Okay,
'Cause it's
and
like,
content.
the idea is cool, but yeah, the execution. Content, again, like, some interesting, like, arrangement-wise stuff here. I like the way that it progresses throughout and changes, and again, the framework of what you've got planned here. But the actual sounds themselves, I think, unless you can get these days, it's still like if you can find the perfect, like the absolute best version of an instrument, like a virtual instrument, then you might get really lucky and people won't be able to tell that it's fake or they won't like feel off put because it's fake. But it's very hard to find those still. Like, and if you're doing something that's so heavily relies on like actual instruments in the non-existent physical world, uh,
Mhm.
man, I think you'll just be more like fulfilled if you get them on there. And it sounds like you have the capability to do that. So give it a try. I think you'll be happy with like, oh yeah, this sounds like a lot more organic, and I can kind of play with this and meld it more. It just grooves better. So
You started using terms like in the physical world, Josh, and I think it's because of this discussion that's happening right
yeah,
now,
yes, that's correct.
and it's just destroying my brain cells right now. It's
So
like,
yes, in the imaginary realms,
yeah,
in the
consciousness is a
metaphysical.
fundamental. Consciousness is the fundamental layer of reality. And where does consciousness come from, Don Rocks? I'll pose you with that question.
It's a good ass
But,
question.
anyways, is the
Mm.
sensation I feel? Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to read that. Um,
Content.
Content. What's your score?
Uh, my score is, oh shit. What is my score? I mean, yeah, structure is interesting, but the actual execution leaves some to be desired. I'm going to say 20% between yellow and green.
Got it. I'm not gonna entertain it right now. Content for me, I agree with everything that Josh said. Um, trying to see what I could add. I think I might add it in production, but the fact that you said that a lot of this came from orchestral and rather than like a jazz set is like very telling because everything sounded very big and boomy,
Mhm.
and the I think the brass especially was like almost sounded like it was in a different room. It was like very big, boomy, like far away, and then everything else, like the drum set was like this sounds like a rock studio drum set, like very clean signal, but like then very boomy reverb on it as well, but it was very close. That's why I thought like the drummer is like somehow huge and in front and in your face, and then the
Yeah.
brass is like in the back
I
where
was
the orchestra is.
envisioning the drummer on like a giant riser in the middle of everything.
Yeah,
Honestly.
exactly. I was like, maybe that's his vision because he's the drummer of the band. But
Oh yeah, it's common.
yeah, it was a weird sound stage for sure. But um, yeah, we talked about the polyrhythm already kind of throw me off, and I don't know, with jazz like you can always have polyrhythms and weird thing happening, but I feel like I always can find the groove,
Mhm.
and sometimes when those polyrhythms came in, I lost the groove, and I don't think you ever want that in jazz. So
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a difference between saying polyrhythm and creating a tasteful polyrhythm. It's like
yeah,
it's sort of, I
correct.
don't know. It's polyrhythm can it's almost like a
What does that even mean?
proxy for random, which is not really
Okay.
like not really the idea behind a polyrhythm, right? The
Mhm.
idea behind a polyrhythm is creating an interesting interaction between two opposing sometimes it's like what's the fucking word? Jesus Christ, time signatures, or like two over like often there's like a what's the word? Like a harmonic aspect between, say you have like a, bar of 3 and then a bar of 4 and you're overlaying them. They're going to sync up every, few bars. It's like a lowest common denominator thing. That's what tends to make polyrhythms interesting, and it can get more complex than that, but randomness is kind of different because there's no harmonic like connection between the two.
Mhm.
Also,
Metaverse Radio,
echo.
yes.
Yes, and
There's
and Dom submit something too if you got anything.
yeah, yeah. We probably have time for one more though.
I think
I'd say.
two, or maybe one or two. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'd say one. I have to leave at 7:30.
Yeah.
But okay. But yeah. God, this discussion of the jazz is destroying me right now. Shouts out to
um,
Metaverse.
eh,
Shouts out to Dom Rocks. But
Dom, if you submit a song, I'll let you explain a Scotsman fallacy.
yes, please. I mean, no, thank you. Anyways, content. It was my score, right? Or was it? Are we in production?
We're on illusory chairs.
No, we're not. Fuck off.
Yes, we're on production.
We're on production now.
Yeah, dude, it's a wormhole.
I think content. I give it a 25% between green and yellow,
We
and then
started this song an hour ago.
no, we didn't. Production. Production is. I already talked about the boominess of everything. Um, yeah, like I feel like with jazz too, it's kind of like everybody's not trying to solo at the same time. There's like somebody taking the center
Yeah,
stage.
usually.
Yeah, it's not the drummers on a high rise and then the horns come in and they are like trying to fit on the same high rise and like they're just screaming at each other, but the drummer still wins
It's
because
yeah.
yeah, it's
It
just
almost strikes me as like an absurdist art piece where it starts
this
out
was yeah,
semi-normal and then it gets more crazy,
that's true. Yeah.
which
Um
is the conversation that's happening here too.
yeah. Uh all right. All right, I can't focus anymore. Production 30% between green and yellow. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sounded a lot of stock. Boomy, boomy, boomy. Everybody's fighting for positioning. Um, I told you about the guitar sound. When it sounds too distorted like that, and like It was distorted but oddly clean. If that makes sense. It's weird.
Mhm.
It just sounds cheesy. But yeah, what do you have?
Quantum superposition. The being of what you feel you are is not what you really are, and the
Wait.
meaning of. Sorry, what?
Shoot, we should wait till another time. I only have access to the MP3 file, not a link. Well, how? Where?
That's okay.
What?
Well, if you want, you could upload it to Google Drive. Um, but if
Yeah,
not, that would open up a spot for Dom. Or yeah, if you can just upload to a Google Drive that quickly, then that works.
yeah.
But
Just
anyways,
Google Drive quickly, uh, then link it. I don't know.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
in the
unless the
future,
MP3 is like a terabyte big, like it should upload pretty fast.
I think in the
So.
future we'll probably end up having a way to. It might actually be the preferred way to upload
Dom, there is
files
no queue
quickly.
right now. There's this last spot is
Yeah,
open.
Dom, you can finally get free feedback.
You can, yeah. This is for free right now.
hmm
But
Yeah, but anyways, production. It's just the boominess, the things kind of like I guess sort of content too, but you know what I'm talking about. The sound choices and like the way that you're laying in MIDI. I just wanted to feel a little bit more authentic, a little bit more believable.
yeah,
Uh, and otherwise, it's a cool concept. So I think production, I would, man, I don't know. I'm just gonna say 25% between develop and good to go. Like it is in the develop category.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
yeah. Overall, 20%, 25% between green and yellow. You guys destroyed
Overall,
my brain.
you should go back and read through
Fuck no, no, thank you.
them. So yeah, I think my track total, I would also say 25% between yellow and green. Again, kind of being in the develop category. It's a cool sketch, cool idea, and would love to hear this turned into go from caterpillar to butterfly, as they say.
I can't wait to hear them actually do recordings. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Let us know, Echo. But yeah, Dumb Rocks. Do you have a song to submit? Yes, he does. All right, looks like Metaverse. We might hit you next time.
On the flip
Um,
side,
on the flip side, yeah. I don't know what with your terabyte link, but let's see. But Dumb Rocks, you are in. And the song title is "I Read Your Mind" and
uh,
"You Don't Think I'm Psychic,"
well, this is the
and
wavelength, isn't it?
it's a work in progress. Wait, what? What do you
So
mean?
this is the wavelength we're on, isn't it?
What? I've read your mind, and you don't think I'm psychic?
Yeah, it's in this philosophical land.
Oh God damn it,
Get
Dom
ready,
Rocks.
get ready, Chris.
Why would you? This is like the.
Oh shit! Well, the universe just booted Chris out of here.
All right, you ready?
You literally got frozen right as you were saying whatever you wanted to say.
Yeah, my internet connection is freezing because of.
It's all good. Yes, because of Don Rocks. All right, should we listen to his track?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Ooh. Oh, this sounds cool.
This is awesome, bro. This reminds me of oh, what's his name? Rusty. Scotland.
Whoa.
This is so cool.
Sounds good, yeah.
Dude, this guy is like does so much different shit.
All I see is down inside. That's what I find when I read your mind. Try to decipher the field of thoughts. Easier to do when your head is lost.
It's like a Pokemon sound.
Awesome sounds.
I'm the magic man with my chakras in my hands. Focus on the wheels as they do a little dance.
Do a little dance.
I just read your mind and you don't think I'm psychic. Proving you wrong only makes me excited.
Those all sound like Pokemon sounds, dude. I think I know
Oh,
that
dude.
snare sample actually.
That sound trips me out.
The sound design's so cool.
Talk about a solo. How do you even make that, dude?
Minute mark. Kind of hitting the same thing.
Whoa.
Nice little breakdown here.
Whoa.
Dude, the
Dude,
production on that was crazy. That
that
was
was
awesome.
really cool, yeah.
Yeah. Shouts out to you. You're what is it? You're forgiven for all that bullshit you put in the chat.
Man, my brain is soup.
I don't even want
Especially
to
from that.
look. Like, is there anything about the song in here? I have a strong
Um,
meditation background. I don't
dude,
know much.
Echo Emissions is studying philosophy,
Randomness. Oh no, now Echo's doing it.
illusions
I
of
just
objects.
I just been a stopped clock will be right twice a day.
It's
Huh?
true. It's true.
What is true? That's bullshit.
A
All
stop
right,
clock
anyways.
will be right twice a day. Think
Oh,
about that one.
fuck off. What's your vibes?
3, 2, 1, 4, 5, 7, 9.
No, no, no. I'm logging off. Bye, guys.
What's that Squidward quote when he's in that room? Oh, well, it's mostly just alone.
Hello, 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 hello.
Yeah. My mind is an enigma. Um, anyways, yeah, Chris is melting. Vibes, dude, what the fuck did I just listen to? This is really cool and definitely went along with the conversation happening. It looks like there's a little bit of a breakdown that's been caused here. And
No, I'm here
yeah,
for the music.
y-
Fuck this
y-
chat.
yes, this well, the most recent responses might clarify some things.
Yeah, he's trolling.
Yeah.
It's
Is
working.
that Morse code? Jesus.
I don't want to fucking find out. I just think this is me right now, dude.
These might
It's
be the
just
most important numbers we've ever seen.
that's just no, it's just my
That's
face but
yours.
like twisted up
Ah, yes,
from like
correct.
different things, you know?
Got it. Uh, I was really impressed with like for this being so chaotic, it felt really well put together.
Yep.
It was like the sounds were just nice and crispy. It didn't feel like there were too many things happening,
Nope.
despite being chaotic. And like your vocal delivery was just really like on point. It fit the vibe. It was hard hitting. Honestly, it sounded pretty damn good to me.
I think the vocal delivery is something that I might want to ask for a change like from him.
Hmm.
But I agree with all the points except for that just because it was like da 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 da
Mhm.
da 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 da. Like it was all kind of the same energy. There was no kind of
Yeah.
dynamic that was
You know what?
happening.
I wonder if there could have been a little bit more triplet action in this between
Maybe.
lines and stuff, just to kind of like break up that rhythm you just did.
Mhm.
I don't know, it's just an idea.
Yeah, there's like it's like rhythms, but it's also for me it's like energy because
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
I kind of if I want him if he's like trying to go for a scream thing like and convince me that this is like going insane or something like I want you to be like screaming like I feel like I don't want to do it right now, but like, and honestly, like, it's you got to bring that kind of animal out of you. Just be like, ah, like some crazy, like just shit, like not
Yeah.
da 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 da. Like that's different than like da, like just like you know what I mean.
Chris is good at that.
I don't know if I'd like that on a recording, but like
Yeah, yeah.
I need you to get there and then find like find something that's more a little bit convincing. That's all. Um,
Yeah.
But yeah, continue. I interrupted your vibes.
No, I could see that, like, just, uh it felt, like, very
That woke
consistent.
me the fuck up.
Yep, that's what it'll do. It felt very consistent throughout, like, your delivery there, but, like, the energy didn't change a lot, and I did feel also, like, again, halfway through that second big chunk on the waveform, it started to feel like a
Turn up.
a little bit of the same. Uh,
Did your
that's kind
volume just get quieter?
mine? I don't think so.
Oh, my bad. That's my fault. My fault.
But yeah, vibes, like, I think this is really unique as usual. Uh, man, such a small thing, but I feel like that outro, it just why did it cut off like that? It
Oh,
was like
dude, it's not meant to be rapidy rap, more primal energy. That's what I mean. It sounded like it was rapidy rap. I
yeah,
want it to be
yeah,
more primal energy.
yeah, definitely.
Beat your
But,
chest and shit. Oh, fuck.
yeah. Oh, and Metaverse Radio, I sort of think we probably don't have enough time for another one today.
Mm-mm.
Is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll get to you next week.
Sorry about that, Metaverse Radio. Is that Chess Bro? It's Chess
Is it
Bro?
Chess or Chess Bros
Dad?
old man?
If that'd be crazy if that's true. What a musical family.
I know.
But yeah, you could submit it now. We'll put you first in the queue for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, you'll be first up next.
I don't know. I just think if you overdo it, it sounds ridiculous. I'll let you know.
Maybe, yeah, potentially, but I don't know. Just like I think what I'm thinking of is the delivery being like too consistent almost. Like if you're trying to be primal, it feels like too well tailored, right? It's like sort of being boxed into a very specific delivery style. And just even changing up again the rhythmic component of like your delivery, what you're doing could maybe help. I also sort of think like the track is pretty dramatic around it. Although aside from the parts you can see on the waveform where it like really drops out, it feels like that second half is just full of that synth part or the distorted background instrument, and it doesn't really let up very much. I feel like one of the hardest hitting things you can do when you have like a really distorted instrument like that is have it cut out like completely every once in a while in a kind of unexpected way. That can really break things up, and just like it's the jolt of like the thing like stopping suddenly and then starting suddenly that can add so much weight. And I get like hear a lot of that in there's a lot of good like modern rock bands, right, that do that kind of thing, where those stop starts, those really coordinated like digs have a lot of weight to them. And I think I've heard it in this kind of thing as well, and it could work here.
Hmm.
Yeah, he said, yeah, thinking of metal. And I
Yeah.
agree. It's sort of like in metal, I think it might also just be the physical, not physical. Sorry, physical doesn't exist, but the like timbral differences between like guitars and the way that they are played and the way they resonate versus like a distorted whatever it is back here, is that when you like chug out a power chord on guitar, it has a fixed start and end kind of, rather than like a synth part where it's kind of just continuous. So like the dynamics are built into metal guitars where you have that stopping starting thing going on. It's not just one
Oh,
wall
I
of
thought he was
sound.
talking about screaming, not the
Oh,
guitars.
mate, perhaps, but just as an analogy, like
Sure, sure, sure.
that's a good example of a distorted instrument that sort of starts and stops, and that gives drama rather than just one continuous wall of like distortion or whatever. So yeah, that's just an idea for making it more impactful.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi just went out. What does
Did
that mean?
did we give scores for vibes?
No. What do you have?
Ooh. I think I would say fuck. I think I'd probably have to say like 80% between yellow and green.
For like 2 minutes. Huh? Oh, so you just didn't hear anything? All right.
It's fine. You can go back in a
Well,
couple
yeah,
minutes.
it'll be highlighted.
Yeah.
Basically, we said you suck eggs. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I'm not kidding about that with the chat.
Dom,
But
look what you did to Chris's brain.
yeah, Yeah. Um, what you said 80 for vibes?
Yeah,
I think I can match that. I thought this was really cool.
really cool.
Um,
Yeah.
you remind me of a guy named Rusty. Um, very, I think he's from Glasgow. What is that?
Hmm.
Scotland.
Mm.
Um, but he just has this like really cool kind of production style that's off kilter and very stuttery.
Hmm.
Um, and I think I got a little Flume vibes in there too, and he's like my favorite producer.
Hmm.
So that was really cool, Dom. Like, shouts out to you. Also, this kind of bleeds into content too. Some of the sample shit and sound design was amazing to hear. Did you use like from like Generation One Pokemon sprite like sounds? It sounded like that. Like like if you threw out a Caterpie in the Game Boy, it's like blah, 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 like it has that sound. Like it sounded
Hmm.
like you took that sound and was modulating it. But let me know. If not, like that's just crazy how sound design like invokes memories like that. So
Yeah,
very
I
cool.
he said it's a fuzz pedal that turns into square wave. Yeah, I thought it was just something more basic, straightforward sound synthesis, but I could see how. I mean, a lot of that older video game stuff is basic sound
What's
synthesis.
up, Doga Aaron 4? Thank you for the follow. Chess Bros just submitted.
Whoa, whoa.
Uh and then Metaverse Radio is also here. How?
Chesbro, is Metaverse Radio you?
Yeah, what's happening? It's short. How are you switching between
Or
two
is that your
accounts?
pops? Yeah, I'm so confused. Damn.
Okay.
Ah, shit. Okay, so yeah, well, this is good. So we've got Chesbro submitted and Do-
Doga Aaron coming in.
Doga Aaron.
Or Daga.
Uh Yeah, so we're nearing the end of our stream for tonight, but
Yep.
we are here essentially every week, Fridays, 5:30 to 7:30 Central, and we have a feedback form that you can send your track into, and you'll be one of the first people up next week.
Yeah, it looks like Doga already figured that out and put it in. But
Yes.
I'll put it in there.
Dope.
Yep. Oh, I
Cool.
guess you did it. Oops.
Anyways, let's get through the rest of these scores. So
Yep.
for content, again, for me, like, dude, the instrumentation is so sick, and I like I like your delivery. Like I wouldn't necessarily have gone that into depth about how you could improve it as just a casual listener, but I could see the validity of making it even better with like a more varied delivery and whatnot, or a
Yep.
more primal delivery.
Yeah.
But overall, like the main thing was the second half feels like a kind of a little bit repetitive, and just more drama maybe there would be good. More variation, that kind of thing. So
Mhm.
content, I think I would have to give you I'll give you actually like an 85%, I think, there, because the
Yeah.
stuff you have is really, really, really good. It's
So
just
sick.
the overall structure arrangement and like some of the high level delivery parts.
I think 2/3 of the way, maybe even three-quarters of the way through the track, it was getting a little bit boring. It just seemed like one part was kind of copy pasted, like one section was copy pasted to
Sorta,
another.
yeah.
Dude, you can make it shorter, and like uh, I wouldn't bet a dime
It,
because
dude, it's
it's
so high
weird, right?
energy. It doesn't need to be long.
Right, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you don't want an explosion to be like 4 minutes long, and it's
Yeah.
like you'll get bored. That's it. It's just
Get
how humans are
desensitized.
made. Yeah.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I guess if I like, we already talked a lot about content, and I love all the sound design that you're doing. And I kind of zoomed in on the vocals early, and I just want to leave one last thought with it. It's just when you say you want it to be primal, I want it to be primal too, and I get what you mean by I don't want people to just go like yelling all over the track. I get it, um, and I don't think I want you to. And Josh said it too. I just want it to be kind of like a dynamic performance. Like maybe it's like on the brink of somebody going crazy, and then you can't just do it. It's like like something like that. There's like dynamics with that performance, right? It's not all da 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 da. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and when if you are gonna go with that melody, like the melody's fine by the way too. I want you to be like on the edge of being a primal person screaming their head off, just on the edge of it. I think you're a little bit tame now. I want it to be like on the edge of it. And you bring up metal, and like metal, they have typically a melody in mind with it too. So it's like, um, there's still got to be an edge to it, like a rasp to it. Like you're gonna break your vocal cords if you go any further. Like that's what I want to hear.
Hmm.
And but yeah, that's all. Um, Overall, yeah, the content's fantastic. Um, I think it's like 90 for me. 90 between green and yellow. And production, what do you have?
Uh, yeah. Overall, I mean, I was pretty impressed with production. Honestly, I can't really think of many specific recommendations. It does sound like pretty clean overall, I would say.
Mhm.
Do you have any thoughts?
Um, Production? No, I
Mm,
think it was a fantastic job.
yeah,
I think it's pretty much good to go.
yeah, same.
Overall, I think I'll put it at like 85 between green and yellow. This is really cool. You really do like no cap blow me away every time I listen to you.
It's crazy.
Yeah, like it's like, oh look, Dom Rock's at another fucking genre, or he just invented his own, and it's just like
Yeah,
some weird cool shit. So
yeah. Keep that shit up. It's dope.
yeah, props to you, man. Props to you.
Hmm.
Um, Chess Bro, I what does that mean? But
Don't know.
anyways, I think that's all. Thanks
Yep.
guys for tuning in. We appreciate you very much. Um,
Y-
just weird how it happens. We everybody comes by at the end of the show, and then we have to push you till next week. We're
That
sorry about that.
momentum builds up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. Thanks everyone for joining today, and glad to see a bunch of familiar faces here once again. Good to have you
Oh,
on.
I just want to let everybody know, including Doga Aaron, that even though our show's ending, if you submit with the form, this one, uh, we will get to your song eventually. We have gotten to every single person's song that is on our submission list, so we will
Yes.
get to you. It's just that we do kind of long reviews, so it takes us a while sometimes, and a queue sometimes builds up. Right now, it's pretty small, if not there's yeah, if not none. Chess Bro is number one. So
Hmm.
Doga, if you still want to submit, like we will get to you. It's just going to be next week. That's all.
Yep. Yep. And yeah, if you want to get notified when we go live, follow us on Twitch. Also, follow us on Instagram. It's kind of our home base where the fun stuff happens and will increasingly be happening. Same thing kind of for Discord. There's a command for that too, I believe.
Oh, really? Oh, let me see.
Mhm. Um,
Discord.
but yeah, join our Discord if you want to spark up some chat with your fellow folks here. Has yet to be
Uh,
seen if we'll have to ban philosophical chat.
yeah. Just doing a different channel, bro. You know what? Yeah, put in the Discord. Fuck it. Yeah, do it.
We'll just have Chris mute that channel.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But anyways,
I'm
yeah,
good.
feel free to join there for discussion and whatnot. Again, Instagram and Twitch, follow us. And we also mentioned this earlier, but we've been working on something behind the scenes, which is a very advanced platform, web
Oh,
platform for detailed music feedback from
oh,
music professionals. And if you want to sign up to be a beta tester on that, you'll get to be one of the first people to see it and help us improve the product and make it the best resource for you guys as possible to get feedback and improve your music, um,
yeah,
and probably get better feedback than us dumbos can offer. So
yeah. Although we are pretty good.
oh, pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about it. You got anything else?
Nah, man. Everybody stay healthy.
Mm,
I came down with a little something. It wasn't COVID,
yes.
but yeah, just stay healthy out there. It's sixth season. Get some
Hmm.
high energy into you, and appreciate you guys very much. That was
Yep. Yep.
awesome.
Appreciate it. All right. Have a good weekend, everyone. See you soon.
Keep making music.
Peace.
Peace.